Okay, so it's brought to my attention that the previous video it had music playing over it, and I don't take that as by accident. I think that when I initially read your comment, I was extremely emotional in my response. So let me redo this. I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up to the top. Actually, no, I'm gonna start from the top and work my way to the bottom. So what you're talking about is a few points here. One does not just work with Santa Muerte. She has to choose you in order to work with her. I would say yes and no. I think that it is a privilege to be able to be a practitioner and for her to allow her energy to be used in whatever you're conjuring. I absolutely would agree with you on that. When I'm saying work with Santa Muerte, I'm talking about devotion, because in the video, I was stating that there are many African American brothers and sisters in my community who are interested in navigating this path to being a Santa Muerte devotee, and they are lost. And instead of people offering help via the knowledge that they do know in order for them to make the decision on that's something that they want to do or not, I feel as though they come across individuals like you in this comment, and it turns them away from her, which I don't agree with. What I'm also saying in working with her, I feel like even if you have not devoted, there is nothing wrong with someone working to learn and educate themselves with her, because working does not solely just mean lighting candles and performing rituals and prayers and the rosary and things like that, because this is a lifetime commitment, correct? That is a great responsibility, as you mentioned prior, but we'll get into that in a second. But someone taking the time to educate themselves, my channel will be divulging into, for instance, what does the scythe mean? Various directions of which the scythe is being pointed. Understanding her role, understanding understanding that because of her roots in Catholicism, how if someone did not believe in Jesus or believe in Christ, how that could cause a contradiction. Understanding for our sense of the African American community, if you practice hoodoo, but you want to work with Santa Muerte in the sense of being a devotee, how that could possibly cause conflict, and how do you respectfully honor both traditions and heritages? How? Do you understand the symbolism behind why we offer water, how various liqueurs could be used in various workings? Because a lot of people are just picking up books, watching TikTok videos, and just doing shit, and either A, wondering why they're not getting results, or B, why things are backfiring, or C, why they're still lost and confused, because people do things without intention. To me, someone taking the time to ask questions, genuine heartfelt questions, do genuine research, and for me, that's research. That's working. You're working. You're putting in effort. By definition, you're putting in effort. So, in my video, one of the videos I have right now on my YouTube page, I made that very clear. I was like, how does one come to quote unquote be a devotee of Santa Muerte? That's something that you're correct. I feel like it's something that's always been a calling, something that is in you. It's not on you. It's not something you just pick up randomly. You will see signs and synchronicities throughout your entire life that she's been calling you back home. So this comment, I took it almost as if like you're saying that I'm misleading and kind of aiding in the narrative and the bandwagon behind glorifying working with Holy Death. And that's not the point. Furthermore, we want to go down to what you were talking about. She puts you in, various tests and situations. Absolutely, because this is a lifelong commitment. Some people say they want to devote, and then they find out what it really takes to be a devotee, and they chicken out. So why would I not provide real, raw, clarity information on this is what it takes, this is what this shit means, this is the intent, not shit, excuse me, this is what this stuff means. This is what you're signing up for. And be the familiar face to say, hey, if this aligns with you, hey, if you feel like she's chosen you, if you feel like this has been coming for time and time again, years, months, this might be something that you need to take more serious. And if you're going to take it more serious, this is how you go about doing it. And in addition to that, here are some more tenured elders and practitioners who have been doing this longer than I have for you to go and go prosper and learn underneath their feet as well. Is with Santa Muerte herself, and cultivate and build your own relationship. Where's the harm in that? At the bottom of this comment, you mentioned bringing up, people, she's a miracle worker and people come to her as a last resort. People do view her as that. But let's also be honest. Death, she's not impressed by that. If anything, she respects the honesty of people coming to say, hey, I need this favor, or I would like this favor. And if you're going to keep your word and say, this is what I'm willing to offer for your assistance and your aid in this matter, people do that. Shira 7, for crying out loud, is a perfect example. She will tell you time and time again, she is not a devotee of Santa Muerte. Does she work with Santa Muerte and have been working with Santa Muerte for years on end publicly? Hell yeah. You know what the kicker is about that? She's honest and she understands that there's a difference in working with her in various scenarios and situations because she's looking to achieve a certain result. And this right here, this energy is the perfect energy to work with. And she has not, she's asked appropriately. She's taken the necessary precautions and protective measures to do so to yield the results. And she kept up her end of the bargain. She's been doing it for years and she's not the only one, babe. So let's go into the last part of where you're talking about. So it's like, if that's the case, what's the point of being a Santa Muerte devotee? The whole purpose behind it is understanding that death comes for us all. And most of us that work with her are considered outcasts of society. Nobody wants us. We're the single moms, the single dads, had sex out of wedlock, the sex workers, even the dope dealers. You have individuals who, due to race and skin color, have been ostracized out of various practices. Death has no bias. But with great power comes great responsibility. So I guess maybe it's just a line of miscommunication because I thoroughly am not understanding when we're talking about the premise of the platform that I'm building. And what I'm seeking to provide to my brothers and sisters in the Black community, which is clarity and clarification to individuals who have been encountering. You would be a fool to say that you are practicing esoteric sciences. That's what it is. And to refute that dreams are a way of outreach or communication. That birds are a form of communication. Imagery, music, clairaudience, clairsentience. It's who are you and who am I to say that they're not capable or they're not? That's not our ministry, babe. That's not our job. That's not our job. That's not my job. That's for Santa Muerte to decide if she wants to work with them or not. I'm just here to say that if you are noticing these things and you have questions, these are the safe ways that you can go about getting the answers and the clarity to those. In addition to time and you putting in your own effort, scholarship and acknowledgement and quality research is going to be the way to be able to get the answers that you need. So I don't know, maybe you can explain and elaborate a little bit more. But let's be clear, that's what I'm doing here. Have a blessed day.